You hear me that the mic is okay. Video reel. Hello there. Hello Jen. Hello Linda. Okay. Just allow me to say, hang on. To go over here to see where my video is. Where is my video?
Yeah, we hear you.
It's good? Okay. So I want to say that in my description, because before I went live, they had a lockdown of some streets. They were restricting access between Serrata, Nopal, and East Camino, and El Ganado, and that's all been lifted now. Just so you know, that's an update. But they did lock down the streets out there, I guess, to keep the media out. The media. And when we say media, we're using that term like really lightly because it means all kinds of media. Some people just, from looky-loos to YouTube hosts, content creators, etc., and some scrupulous, some that don't have scruples. We don't know, right? There's all kinds. And people going all over. And that's one of the things you keep hearing all over social media is that the police should have never taken the crime scene tape down because they had it up, they took it down, they put it back up again. And in the time that it was down, you had people walking up to the front door, walking all around. And so now people are saying that this scene has been compromised and it's ridiculous. And you're having like all these reporters or whatever in there, in that stuff, reporting on things. And that's going to bring us to another thing that's all around Ashley Banfield. So Ashley Banfield released some information a few days ago, right? And it's been, all around the internet. Now the police said it was, I think it was the chief of police said it was reckless reporting. But something struck me with that, okay? And I'm going to tell you what it is. I pay attention to the way people speak a lot, especially when people might be either having to keep something hidden or something. There's certain things, and I'm really, really good with that. That's how I'm really good with interrogations. I can see a lot of the things that they're trying to say, but what they're not saying, or what they say the negative of. Anyway, reckless reporting. Reckless. But why would you say reckless? Because reckless doesn't sound like not truthful, doesn't sound like false, doesn't sound like anything but reckless, meaning putting out stuff before it's time. Could mean disrupting an investigation. They did say they don't have a suspect right now. There is something they're calling a vehicle of interest. But I keep going back to that reckless reporting. Because a lot of times we've seen this. That's why I've told you guys, like whenever there's a breaking case, I do jump onto social media because I say there's always people in these comments that are around this thing. Maybe they're family members and they can't help but speak out. And a lot of times the police have not put information like that out there, but it's there. And you come to find out it's true, like many days later, I'm just trying to think about, in that last case with that guy in Ohio, people were putting out where he was arrested and this and that way before the police did. Okay? And it turned out to be true. It was the Chick-fil-A, right? So yeah, a lot of times you can find stuff there that the police haven't put out there. Now, do I agree with that? If she did get a tip-off from law enforcement, first of all, I don't know why anybody in law enforcement would want to impede an investigation by putting out information that's not supposed to be out there. So that's strange. Unless it's, somebody that was, I don't know. Remember that time, what case was it? Where that person got those pictures that was on that, what case was that in? Somebody got pictures. It wasn't Daybell. Oh, it was Delphi. Remember when they had pictures of the crime scene and stuff? It was out on a conference table in the law firm or something, and somebody else got them and put them out there and stuff like that. Stuff like this happens. But I don't know. I wouldn't impede an investigation. Just, I don't know. But that's not me. We'll see if it ends up being true, right? What she's putting out there. Let me see what you guys are saying, because I'm just trying to see what's going on here. So I'm going to tell you that a source that's there just said they saw investigators carrying what looks like a large hand-drawn or specialized map into the headquarters. They're mapping out a search grid, possibly. I know they've been doing searches behind the house. That roof device that they removed, I think it was last night, the white wired device from the roof. Experts are now saying it could be a secondary camera that the kidnappers didn't know about. But who knows if it was even working, hooked up, or whatever, right? We're told that the Nest cameras, the subscription ran out or whatever, yeah. So the roads are finally opened. The SUV is gone. A new map is being analyzed. Do you think the FBI has found a destination in that second message? That second message that person from that news station said had some information in it and didn't ask for a ransom, that it was a message. Do you think that message could be anywhere where they're trying to have Nancy found or something? Is it different than ransom messages requesting Bitcoin and things? And remember, the second deadline on one of the ransom messages is Monday. Let's see. Now, there is a lot of talk about Annie Guthrie's car being seized. In fact, Ashley Banfield was the first one that reported on that days ago. Now, the Pima County Sheriff's Office pushed back on that, and they said they were unsure where that reporter is getting their information. And they explicitly said they have not identified any suspects or persons of interest at this time. Now, white forensics trucks were seen at Annie's house yesterday. I told you this at the end of the last broadcast, right? But the police are framing that as standard investigative practice because she was the last person to see Nancy alive. And remember, Nancy was at her house, right? For dinner and games. Let me see. The FBI is still at the house. Let me see if we got some. We're going to go and see. I'm going to go see the chat now. Sorry about that. I just want to get all that out before I got sidetracked and forgot any of it and didn't get it out there. Let's see. So let me get to you guys. Oopsie, I just had you and I don't know what I just did. I just closed you guys off. Oh my gosh. What is wrong? Hold on, let me open up a new window. Okay, here you are. Hello, hello, hello. Let's see. Hi, everybody. Okay, let me see who's here. So we have, hi, Jen, Linda, Denise, Natalie. Hi, Natalie. Is this from when they were there last night or back? They're there today now, hun. Yeah, they had the roads closed off. They're opened up back now. Hi, Nora. Hi there. So you're, hold on. Let me make this a little bigger so I can see. Okay, hi. So you're separated? You're in BC, Canada. Welcome. Hi, Sandra Voss. Okay, so let's see what we're going to go and see what's happening right there now that I can pick up. But the roads are back opened again. There is talk about that map. Are they, did something in the message give them information about that? Maybe, who knows? The police are keeping things close to the vest, and it could be that Ashley Banfield does have the right information, but obviously they didn't want anything like that out, so we don't know. We have to see. Time will tell. Everything is going to come out, right? Everything comes out. We've seen it all the time, but we have seen a lot of times when people say something that they've got, and it does turn out to be true, but it's just that people know, and with social media, it's just going to keep getting more and more like that, right? Because that's the way it works. People have stuff, they can run right to Facebook. People that are in the area, they can run right to Facebook when they see something, right to Twitter, right to wherever. Okay. So let's see what is the latest out here on the interwebs. All right, so there is, let's see, locations of that Circle K. So we're hearing a lot about the Circle K, and that's been confirmed that the police went there, and there is a vehicle of interest, is what they said. Let's see. So neighbors are saying that, and these are from neighbors, okay, that the area where Nancy was taken from her house is so pitch black that security cameras are essentially useless. But see, what about they have night vision? I live in a very pitch black area, and my cameras have night vision, so they can see. I don't know. I just don't. I think she had these Nest cameras that are saying that they didn't have a subscription to, and then a Ring doorbell camera. But they're not saying she had cameras all over. I have cameras all over my property. And I can see in the pitch black. I just go in and it puts the, you can see everything like as if it's daylight. Okay, let's see here now. So that location of the gas station that they've gone to is on Oracle Road. That's at Circle K. And like I said last night, we don't know. I mean, obviously, this is their job. They're going to follow that road all the way down to see where they can get to the closest camera to see if there's any car. They may already have a lot of that. We saw it with Brian Kohlberger. Everybody said, they're not doing anything. They're not doing anything. And then when they released everything they were doing it. Just, we want to know. When I say we, I mean people in general want instant gratification. They want to be in on the whole process. And unfortunately, you can't be in on the whole process. Law enforcement has to keep this stuff. And you don't know what's going on. But then when they put out everything, when you see a arrest warrant and all this stuff and all the information they have, you see they had a lot of information. All right. Okay, so we have that Circle K is just a half a mile from Nancy Guthrie's home. So what is the vehicle of interest that was there? Let's keep saying. Nancy Guthrie. There's all kinds of cactus and everything in the terrain. Really difficult to navigate if you're trying to go through that at night. People are talking about a Bitcoin ATM that's by the Circle K. I truthfully think the Bitcoin things, I think to myself, it's like someone that starts to GoFundMe when there's some kind of tragedy and they try to make a quick buck. I don't know. That's just my thinking. That's my opinion. But there you do see a whole bunch of things that are just like other noise around situations that people think they can make a quick buck, right? Okay. They say that Nancy Guthrie's neighbor tipped off the police to go up on the roof. The camera found on the roof. What was it hooked to? Did it work? Could it be, sometimes people have really old systems. Have you seen when people have old satellite dishes and stuff? It didn't look like a state-of-the-art camera, and being that her Nest camera, I don't know. It might just be something really old. Who knows? What was it hooked up to? Let's see. All right, let me go. I'm going to go. Hold on a moment. Go to the latest. It's entering its 7th day. She was taken, was this Sunday? When was it? Yeah, Sunday at 2 a.m. About that time that her pacemaker stopped. Okay, now they're saying that, let's see what's happening here. So they're saying that the media is flooded with armchair detectives and people speculating about this on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. But they put millions of eyeballs on tips and theories surrounding her disappearance, but they've also helped to amplify rumors, and they forced law enforcement to repeatedly set the record straight on at least one crucial detail. Okay, let's see here. Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos addressed the rumors early in a news conference on Thursday, saying authorities don't have any suspects or persons of interest that remained the case on Friday. And he said, I plead with you to be careful of what it is we put out there. You could actually be doing some damage to the case. You could do damage to the individual too. Social media is kind of an ugly world sometimes. Okay, I just want to look, and I want to quote the right person that said, on the reckless reporting. So I don't want to have quoted the wrong person. Okay, it is the sheriff, so that's what I said, right? Okay. Yeah, he slammed Ashley Banfield's reckless reporting. Okay, so that I just wanted to make sure I didn't want to attribute that to someone else or During a February 5th press conference, Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos called out podcast host Ashley Banfield for incorrectly claiming that Nancy Guthrie's son-in-law, Tommaso Cioni, is the prime suspect in her January 31st, in Nancy's January 31st disappearance. We don't have anybody here listed as a suspect. Nobody's eliminated, but we just really don't have enough to say, this is our suspect, this is our guy. We know, or our gal. We don't know that. And it's really kind of reckless to report that someone is a suspect when they could very well be a victim. There's a lot with that language. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot with that language, with the way that was worded. Sheriff Nanos also pleaded with the media moving forward to be careful with the information they put out regarding the case, because it could be a hindrance to the media. I plead with you all to be careful of what it is we put out there, because we don't have anybody here listed as a suspect, and you could actually be doing some damage to the case, but you can do some damage to that individual too. Social media is kind of an ugly world sometimes. And again, they say Ashley is doubling down on stuff, but I'm not even going to go there, because I don't want to be putting out that stuff. I'm going to stick to the facts for the most part here, right? I do not know why they do not have better footage. I bet they have stuff we know nothing about. Oh, of course. Hi, Rachel. She is normally credible. Yikes. And she was just on YouTube. Yeah, I know. And what she's saying could end up being the truth there. You know what I mean? Hi, Alicia. How are you? Her watch and phone just disconnected from her pacemaker. Her watch was on the charger, and her pacemaker stopped connecting with the app that's on her phone, because her phone was left at the house, a purse, all of her that stuff, and that's what happened. So at 2 a.m., whatever that time is, 2 a.m. around there, that it stopped connecting, it's because she was away from it. So she obviously wasn't in the house, because that pacemaker is not in the vicinity, it's not close enough. So that's what they're saying. That's when she was taken. Not that her pacemaker stopped working, but that it stopped connecting to the app. Hi, Megan Els. Hi, Denali. What do people think? Is she normally credible? Well, let's say hi, Frilly. Don't you think because the houses are so far apart is the reason they don't have good camera stuff coming in? Probably not good angles on exactly what they want to see, but I'm sure they followed those roads whichever way out to where they got to a camera. And at night, that's what I'm saying. How many cars are going to be passing at that time of night that at least on some crossroad, even, 5 miles down, if they had to go follow them down to get whatever camera footage where that car eventually has to come out, that should tip them off pretty good. And maybe it did. Maybe it did. Maybe they don't want to put that out there now, and they probably wouldn't put that out there now. But they did mention a Circle K and a vehicle of interest. We're truly live, Julie. Hi, Julie. Trying to go back up and see if you've... Hi, Carolyn. I have seen a dog in pictures. Wonder where the dog is. A dog in her pictures? I know they have pictures with dogs on there, but people have mentioned a dog. I'm sure her daughter came and got it, right? Really said, I think it was someone who did work for her. My next thought is maybe it's a political thing, the Epstein files release, and it's something to do with someone in her family connected to it, maybe. I don't know. There was another message came out. It was yesterday, right? It was sent to that news station. I'll read to you about the new message. Okay, let me do that. Okay. Because the anchor said something about it, and she can't say everything that's in it, but it doesn't ask for a ransom, and it's okay. Okay, so investigators are actively inspecting information provided in the message for its authenticity, the Pima County Sheriff's Department said in a post. The FBI also posted a similar statement. In another social media post, the Sheriff's Department said that investigators were conducting follow-up at the home of Nancy Guthrie and surrounding areas. 2 law enforcement sources said on Saturday that investigators are developing good information, but that nothing is imminent. The road in front of Guthrie's home was restricted. And late last night, what appeared to be dark-colored SUV was towed from the home. Then we know that from her garage, yeah. The source said the car was Nancy Guthrie's and that investigators were examining it for possible fingerprints and potential other clues. Investigators also removed a camera from the roof of the home. The FBI and the sheriff's office are continuing to canvass the neighborhood, and they're tracking down vehicles that were seen on surveillance cameras in the area the night Nancy Guthrie disappeared. So, yeah, they are finding the cars that were going through there. Let's see. The blood, you guys know that, right? The blood that was found outside was confirmed by DNA to be Nancy's. The Sheriff's Department had said no suspect or person of interest has been identified, and they are treating her disappearance as a criminal matter. The FBI announced a $50,000 reward for information leading to Nancy Guthrie's recovery or the arrest and conviction of the people involved in her disappearance. A ransom note that investigators say they're taking seriously included a 5 p.m. deadline Thursday. So that one they said they're taking seriously. That's from before, okay? But that's come and gone. The note demanded payment in Bitcoin. There was somebody arrested for another one that was false, right? And if the transfer wasn't made, then a second demand was sent for next Monday. On Wednesday night, Savannah Guthrie appeared with her brother Cameron and sister Annie in a video saying they're ready to talk, but that they need to know their mother's alive. They need proof of life. We need to know without a doubt, they said, that she's alive and that you have her. We want to hear from you and we're ready to listen. Please reach out to us. Cameron Guthrie made an appeal on Thursday on social media for his mom's return, saying, whoever is out there holding our mother, we want to hear from you. Okay, so, and then I still want to get to you what that anchor woman said about that, okay? All right. Because it was sent to us at KOLD. I think those are the call numbers of that station. That didn't have a ransom or a deadline, right? The doorbell camera was cut off at 1:47 on February 1st. Police found blood that was confirmed to be Guthrie's. Her home is in the affluent neighborhood in the Catalina foothills, outside of Tucson. Okay, let's see here. One man, I guess, out there who was asked how he felt about security shouted that he had already been interviewed 4 times today and wasn't doing any more. He then showed a big stick to the people asking him questions and said this is all the security he needs. Okay. Let me go to this. Trying to get the... Okay, this is the one I want. And I told you this, guys, last night. The KOLD, that's the call. Letters of the station that they were given, they were sent the new message. The note included what's been described as sensitive information and no deadline, according to the anchor woman at that media station. And there was an imposter charged. A man was released on bond after being charged with sending the Guthrie family an illegitimate ransom threat. FBI said he was trying to profit from the case and there's no evidence to connect him. So I apologize if I misspoke yesterday, because I think maybe some of you, and maybe even myself, was confused on things. But they're saying as till now, they're taking those Bitcoin messages as real, as legitimate, and the one that's illegitimate is the one that was sent to the family. That person's been arrested. So if I misspoke on that, I apologize. It is the ransom ones with the Bitcoin. They're still saying they haven't said those are illegitimate. So I apologize if I made that appear that yesterday. The new one is also taken as, credible right now. None of those 3 are not credible according to law enforcement right now. They're taking all of them seriously. The last one that was sent to KOLD said, according to the anchor woman, that it had sensitive information and no deadline, no ransom. The other 2 had a Bitcoin, seem to be, I think they're from the same person, right? And that they had a Thursday deadline, and when the Thursday, I hope I'm right on this one, right? Yeah, there's so much information out there and so many rumors that it's hard sometimes. Then when it's coming in, all you can say is, try to keep getting it right. But what I believe now is the case is that there was one sent with a Thursday deadline, and then when that passed, now there's a Monday deadline. But I think it's putting the same Bitcoin location, right? Is that? I think that's correct. I think that is it. I'm trying to catch up on between rumors and what's out there. But then the new message doesn't say anything about Bitcoin, nothing about a ransom, and nothing about a deadline. But it has sensitive information according to the anchor woman. Okay. So let's see what else. Let me go back to the chat. Why do people... Oh, hold on a minute. I'm not at the end. Said the message had a very... Yeah, but they didn't even see it, though, TMZ. Jimmy went to KOLD. Right? Hi, Julianne. I wish they would just locate her. So much the world is following this. Let's see. Hi, Seeker. Hi, Gina Marie. When do you think they'll find her? I don't know, Denali. Still no. Hi, the King. Yeah, trekking. Why did I just call you the King? Oh my gosh. Still no proof of life. That I believe that too, trekking. I do too. But, that's all that's just our opinion, right? What do we know? Kylie show runs. Let's see. Hi, Rochelle. Strikes you as odd that the blood, because they mentioned that she was taken out the back and not the front. I don't know. I've also heard that people said there was forced entry, and they're saying there's not. So that's what I mean. There's a lot of stuff that's going on that people are saying, and some of it's true, some of it's not true, some of it's rumors that just keep going around. Northwest Tucson is one of the safest communities in the nation. It's sad and shocking. Thank you, Gianna. Hi, UHP. Okay. Megan Els. Who else did I miss? Hi, everybody. Okay, so let me go and what I want to look for now is some of the other stuff. Trekking says, I take what Harvey Levin says with a grain of salt. He loves to sensationalize. Well, he's built a business on sensationalizing, right? Nobody's going to say TMZ is not sensationalized, right? Yeah. So, so you live by her, Trekking?
I never take off.
Okay. Cindy Rocks. Hi, Cindy. Let's see. They think she was taken out the back, and yes, I think there's a lot of rumors. Says right. Okay, let's take a look. I'm going to go see what I can find from a source. Let's see. Okay. Was there forced entry, right, to the back of the home? Let's just see. Because I've been hearing a lot about that. Okay, let's see. Yeah. Okay. All right, let's see. So let's just go through the timeline real quick. I know some of you. Saturday, which is almost right now, almost, well, their time, 5:32 p.m., Nancy left her house in an Uber to go to a local member's house, and that was Annie's house, right, for dinner and to play games with the family, to have a visit. That's, this is from the police, okay, what I'm going to tell you now. Authorities said they spoke with the Uber driver without providing any specifics. Then at 9:48, Nancy was dropped off at her home. She lives there alone. The garage door opened at that time and it closed 2 minutes later. Then, Sunday, February 1st at 1:47 a.m., Nancy Guthrie's doorbell camera was disconnected. And the chief of police, Nanos, said that the doorbell camera has not been located, and noted that there were multiple cameras at the home. Now, these multiple cameras, from what I've heard, are Nest cameras or something, and that she didn't have a subscription anymore. So I don't know that they backed up any of that recording, and should be on an app on her phone, but I don't know. I don't know. My cameras are not Nest, so I don't know. Software detected a person at 2:12 on camera, but there's no video. Now, see, I'm wondering if that's just something that was in the Ring app, but if they took the Ring camera, how did they detect a person on camera, but there, maybe UHP knows about that, but there was no video. It's not clear where the camera detected the person, but the chief of police said the camera had no subscription. Oh, then maybe it was one of the Nest cameras, perhaps, right? Said a person detected, but I'll tell you, it could be an animal. I get someone is lingering in my backyard all the time. Someone is lingering in your backyard, and it's not. It's an animal, it's a deer, it's something like that. Okay, so it could be something like that, but because they didn't have a subscription or anything, it didn't get backed up. That's possible. Okay, so then at 2:28 a.m., that's the time that her pacemaker disconnected from the phone. So that would be the time that she was out of the house, right? And then at 11:56, the Guthrie family goes to check at her home, discovers she's missing, because I believe that somebody called from church, right, and said she wasn't there. 12:03, the 911 call is made and deputies arrive 10 minutes later. Pima County Sheriff's Department believes that Nancy Guthrie was taken in the middle of the night and possible kidnapping or abduction. The sheriff said Thursday blood found on the porch outside was tested and it matches Nancy's DNA. Now it says, he said, okay, this is Thursday, he said his office would not comment on whether there was forced entry to the house. So any of that forced entry is either coming from someone that's been there and seen it or rumors or whatever, but they're not commenting on that. Her cell phone was left at home and is in the possession of authorities. No suspect or person of interest has been identified, and no one has been ruled out. See, a lot of this language is very, very telling, especially what he said about the recklessness. We're actively looking at everybody we come across. In this case, everybody. He seems to be overcompensating now. Okay. Now, car being towed Friday night. Belonged to Nancy. It was in her garage. Okay. Nano said that Nancy Guthrie does not have any cognitive issues. He says she's sharp as a tack. She has limited mobility and needs to take medication daily or it could be fatal. And Nano says he does not know whether Guthrie's medication was still at home. Now, see, and another something I heard that the bottles were there. Yeah, I don't know. But this is from Pima County. She is mobile. It's a challenge for her to get, as the family said, she couldn't walk 50 yards by herself. She has a pacemaker. And that disconnected from the monitoring app on her phone early Sunday. She lives in constant pain. She needs her medication to survive and not suffer. Okay, let's see. That's according to her family in that video. Reports indicate a possible ransom notice sent to news outlets. One ransom note had facts associated with a deadline with a monetary value. When further pressed about the legitimacy, Heath Jenke, the FBI special agent, said that one talked about an Apple Watch and one talked about a floodlight, but he declined to go into further specifics. The ransom note, being probed by the FBI, had two deadlines, one at 5 p.m. Thursday and a second deadline on Monday, Jenke said. Then Cameron Guthrie, the son, did another video message on Thursday asking for a way to communicate with whoever could be holding his mother. And I quote, "Whoever is out there holding our mother, we want to hear from you. We haven't heard anything directly. We need you to reach out and we need a way to communicate with you so we move forward." Jenke said the FBI takes the ransom threats seriously. He also warned that imposters who send fake ransom letters will be held accountable. A man was arrested in Los Angeles on Thursday accused of sending texts to the Guthrie family asking about Bitcoin that was demanded in a reported ransom letter. The messages are not linked to an earlier reported ransom demand. See, I'm glad we cleared that up there. The FBI and Nano's office officially announced Friday afternoon that they were aware of a new message regarding Guthrie. Investigators are actively inspecting the information provided in the message for its authenticity. Law enforcement officials are searching for a vehicle that may be connected to the investigation. They have not officially said if the vehicle or vehicles are definitely connected to any part of the crime. I think it's just a vehicle of interest right now, right? A Circle K spokesperson told NBC News that law enforcement visited one of its convenience stores on Oracle Road in Tucson after receiving a tip regarding a vehicle of interest, and our team has provided them access to the store's surveillance video. Let's see what else we have. Authorities have declined to provide specifics about a range of questions at the center of the investigation, and here are some of them that they have not publicly released or the details are unknown. How someone could have entered Nancy Guthrie's home at that hour. So they not coming from the FBI or Pima County is anything about forced entry or which way. That not according to this right now. And this is from a verifiable source, a good source. What happened to her doorbell camera? Now, they said it had been removed. They said they don't know where it is, right? So they don't have it. What caused Guthrie's home camera to detect movement at 2:12? Now, Nano said the camera was sent to a technology company which said it exhausted all methods to recover video from the device. Whether any of the reported ransom letters are legitimate, what they're saying is that they're considered all legitimate at this point. They're looking into them all seriously, right? State and federal resources have been deployed in the search for Nancy Guthrie. The FBI is working jointly with the Pima County Sheriff's Department, bringing in agents and analysts and deploying additional intelligence and agents from its Phoenix office. Agents are analyzing digital sources, including bank information, social media, phone companies for a digital footprint, according to Jenke on Thursday. The FBI has that $50,000 of reward for information leading to Guthrie's recovery. And now officials ask anyone with tips, no matter how small, to call 1-800-CALL-FBI. So let's see now if I've covered it here. Hi there, Rosalita. Hi, TJ. Hi. How are you guys? They took Annie's vehicle, which they couldn't have gotten a warrant. We don't know that, hon. That was reported by a reporter that said she had information, but the police have not confirmed that. So, what can we say about that? Trekking said, I too live off Oracle. Many neighborhoods are connected to Oracle. Oh, you just took that away from me. Zero signs of forced entry, says TJ. Trekking says Oracle is the main road that runs between the route from Annie's to Nancy's house. Okay. Hi Columbus. Hi Kate. Let's see. You think this guy are sick. Okay. Oh my gosh, thank you. Alicia, I have a new song to play for you. You gave us a super chat. Thank you. I'm sorry. I don't know why my my music that used to go on Streamlabs doesn't go off. I'm sorry about that. Let me, we've made new songs for the membership and for the super chats. For the super chats, I have to make the song shorter, so I'm going to shorten it myself, but we have a nice one for the membership. But we'll give you a song real quick.
Whoa, super chat, look at you. Sending love, we see it too. Thank you, Rambler, shining bright. Mommy ramblings, love tonight.
Okay, so I'll just stop it there right now. But thank you so much, Alicia. Let me see now. Let me go back to your questions. Let's all pray for Nancy and her family, Alicia says. Absolutely, Alicia. Thank you, Carolyn. Yeah, let's all pray for Nancy and her family. Absolutely. You have an 84-year-old mother and it breaks your heart, says Seeker, that someone would do this. Of course, yeah. Are they positive Nancy was even taken back home? Well, they have, I guess, the garage door opening and closing, and they probably have, I was thinking, like, whoever took her home, did they have their phone that puts them in that location? Do they have Nancy's phone going from Annie's house to her house? You know, they probably have all that, Alicia. That would show that, I would think, right? Do you think the abductors are putting all of this out there to confuse everybody? Could be. It could be. Yeah, it could be an attempt to do that. It could also, maybe this last message, I keep thinking this last message, this is again my opinion, okay? That just by knowing what I know, just in very little, right? Seems like maybe those first two Bitcoins are connected in some way, but this third message, maybe it's someone wanting her found. I don't know. I don't know, because it doesn't have a ransom, so it's not a motive for money or anything. Maybe it's someone who knows that just wants her found. I don't know. That's just a feeling I get, but I don't know that, right? It's just my feeling. Just a feeling. Yeah, that was from a source, a reporter, Gianna, and that was called reckless reporting, but yeah, so I don't know. Let's see. Nancy's was last night. What tracking? Early morning Wednesday. Nancy's was last night. Tell me what that is. Nancy's was last night. What does that mean, trucking? Annie's car was towed earlier. They haven't mentioned it officially. I've heard a lot about that. I've heard that trekking. I have heard that, but it hasn't been mentioned officially. So let's just say it has not been officially confirmed by the FBI or the Pima County, right? It has not been officially confirmed, but I don't know, trekking, I don't know about the president and what he's saying, yeah. You keep thinking about Nancy turning 84 on January 27th. Why is it bothering you? Also, Savannah was going to Italy for the Olympics, and Tommaso is from Italy. I don't think that has anything to do with it, about the Olympics or whatever, or him being from Italy and their being in Italy, because that's decided long in advance, right? Yeah. You work as unpaid FBI. Okay. Hey, John, then I'm living up to my name. Thank you so much for coming in tonight. Appreciate you coming in. Appreciate the view. Thank you. There was a Columbo episode like this. The wife killed the husband, but made it look like he was kidnapped. Huh, Columbus. Interesting. Hi, Scooter. How are you? Why would they tow Nancy's car? Did she use, I don't think she was driving, but possibly she had staff. She had a pool staff, right? She had gardening, landscaping staff. She had a housekeeper. I'm wondering, Scooter, did the housekeeper take Nancy to the store or stuff in that car that was in the garage? I don't think Nancy was driving anymore, but possibly, do you think a member of her staff could take her out in that car? I don't know. Maybe they just want to be very thorough and make sure nothing was in that car. Hi, Alicia. You're relaxed? Okay. You love Columbo. John says, didn't seem like it. Didn't seem like what, John? Can you be more specific? Put a full sentence in there so I can read it. Didn't seem like it. UHP. Okay, so in common hands? Oh, in Mama's hands. Oh, I'm so sorry. Wouldn't be me if I didn't misread that. Annie and Tommaso met in Italy. He got a robbery charge there. Tommaso's a biology teacher and technically knows how to dispose, says his Mama's. It didn't sound like you're welcome. Oh, you're welcome, John. I found... What? I said thank you. Oh, okay. I found a dead customer at a home that I was a housekeeper for. It still haunts me. Oh my goodness. Were they old, Rosalita? Did they die of natural causes? Did they just like pass away in their sleep? Were they ill? Michael Andrew Justice says, pray for Savannah. Yeah, pray for everyone. Pray for Nancy. Pray for her whole family. Right? You keep refreshing. I hope there's a press conference soon. Yeah, they said there wasn't going to be unless something was found, but we'll see what happens, right? You don't think you'll be driving on 84? Oh, she said, relaxed. I said, it didn't seem like it. Why? Oh, they were alcoholics. Oh, okay, Rosalita. That's not good. Not good. Scooter, Alicia. Alicia is our number one chatter there. Alicia, you're the number one chatter. Scooter's issuing a blanket hello. Hi, Sandy Ellens. Sandy Ellens says, any word if the Lyft driver watched her go into the house and the garage door shut? See, no, that's another thing and I got confused on that too last night because there were different things out there. But Sandy, listen. The Uber driver picked her up and brought her. She was dropped off by a family member. She wasn't dropped off by an Uber. Hello there, John. John says, I hope they find her alive. Yeah. Yes, I think we all do, right? Desert says, I know nothing, stop lying. Okay, Desert, I'm not lying. So, thanks for coming in, Desert. How you doing? There were 2 bodies. Rosalina Marie, Alicia says, I think just one, she said, right? Maybe, yeah, where was the other one? Well, the husband was out of town. Okay. And you took the woman to Cleveland and talked her into going. I guess it didn't work. Oh my goodness. Must have been a local person to know what house to break into and what roads to take. I would think it's somebody that had knowledge. She had a large staff. She had family. It could be anybody. Like they said, they haven't ruled anybody out. It could be anyone. Hi, video. Let's see. Just the wife, Alicia. Let me see if there's any newer updates. Okay. Okay. Retired FBI agent says investigators appear to be going back to square one. Let's see who that is. Who's that? Steve Moore described investigators resuming their search of Nancy Guthrie's home as an attempt to go back to square one and build their case again. He's a retired FBI supervisory special agent. And he says the latest examination of Nancy Guthrie's home and neighborhood is not so much related to the second letter that they received. This is his opinion, Steve Moore, but about authorities going back to square one. According to Steve Moore, he said, and I quote, "This to me looked like a very broad-based crime scene investigation. They're starting over." That's what he said, Steve Moore. And again, another quote from him is that, I quote, "They aren't satisfied with whatever forensics was done by local law enforcement. And this goes from mapping the entire property literally with surveying equipment, right down to checking every single thing with magnetometers. I'll get the words. Sound it out. Magnetometers. Okay, good job. So I can laugh at myself. Moore also said it appears that Guthrie's alleged captors are amateurs. Now, this is Steve Moore. This is not me. This is a quote from him. So you can give him any hate mail if you have it. If you agree, you can give him fan mail. He also said, and I quote, "They think that you take the person and while they're gone, you say, 'You give us this money or we will harm this person,' and the money comes. That's not how it works. You need proof of life. You need hope that you'll get them back before anybody will even consider money coming your way." Okay, a second note to the TV station KOLD on Friday included sensitive information and no deadline. And that's according to an anchor woman there, an anchor person. Without sharing more details, she added that she thinks the message appears to be in response to the videos that the Guthrie family posted on social media. Okay. Investigators were seen in drone footage swarming Nancy Guthrie's home on Friday evening. Let's see. And the Pima County Sheriff's Department resumed searching it just hours after KOLD said it received a new message. Local and federal investigators say they're aware of the new message, which again is being examined for its authenticity. Let's see here. There's that reward of $50,000. Mary Coleman is the KOLD anchorwoman that has given the information about the note and the very limited information about what was in it. There was a man again charged with making an illegitimate ransom threat. The latest note sent to the TV station does not appear to be for a ransom. Everybody's frustrated. There's no answers. Okay, so I think I'm just going to go to check one of the things here to see if we... Let's see. So there is somebody saying that, of course, as you would expect, there's a line of cars outside leading up as far as media and everybody. Well, wouldn't you expect there to be, right? Okay. But they're all out there. That happens anytime. You see that in any case, right? Remember the Watts case, the media was camped out over there. It's just, this is what the media does, right? So there's a story to get. You got to get it, right? If there's going to be a story, be ready for it. So, and then some people are like, well, if there isn't a story, invent one. But anyway, there's all kinds of cars out there, mostly media that I'm seeing. But of course, the FBI is there. Let me see now. Oh, there is something. Now, I do want to say this. This is going to be grain of salt because I don't know this reporter. I don't know what type of reporter he is. His name is Michael Ruiz. And I think he is at Mike R Reports. Again, I don't know. He could be someone of a YouTube stuff. I don't know. But I'm just going to tell you something. You take it from that with a grain of salt. Just because I'm going to tell it to you because it's out there. But he is claiming that local detectives and the FBI have canvassed the area between the two Guthrie homes in search of what he's saying is an unidentified male. And he's saying it's the first description of a person of interest. Now, the FBI in Pima County have not verified that at all. I'm just telling you what he says. Again, you can direct your comments or whatever over that way, okay? All right, so let's see. Let me go back to the chat. Isn't the next deadline? Yes, Rochelle, it is. Rochelle, I always forget. I know you've been with me a long, long, long time, but I always forget. You, because there was someone that has a very similar name to yours, but you were the one that helped Jones Joy with the website. Is that correct? I want to make sure I'll have the right person because there's two with very similar names and I always get it messed up. Hi, Kathleen, my favorite cheerleader there. How are you? My problem when dealing with the heart, you have to have your medication. I know I have two my heart acts up, so this is very dangerous. The stress level and no medication is a very bad situation. Yes. Hi, Astro from Space. I haven't seen you in a long time. How are you doing? Too much money not to have cloud storage. I agree with you, Astro from Space. I would think they would have much more sophisticated cameras on a home that their 84-year-old mother lives in alone. I wouldn't want to be living in a home without a sophisticated camera system. I won't. That's where I drew the line on this. But I don't even live alone. I don't even know that I would want to live alone, especially at 84. But not to have a camera system that she could check every single angle. I would not want to be living in that kind of situation, right? Hey, yes, Mr. Wu, how are you? How's yours going? Hey, Mr. Wu, you know what I drink now? You're going to freak out. I drink mushroom coffee. And I hardly drink any kind of other coffee now. I drink mushroom coffee. Isn't that crazy? And I have to have it, otherwise I'm like, not okay. Her family. How is everyone? Good, Astro. Good to see you. Hi, Kato. Bring her cell phone and watch out to see if it will read her. Oh, by going around and seeing if it will connect up with her pacemaker? I think they'd have to be really, really close, right? But yeah, I mean, that is something, right, Sherry? Something. Let's see. Gianna, what? Who are you talking about, Deanna? I don't know who Gianna's talking about. I missed something. But Rochelle, did you answer me? Oh, lived alone. Okay. Boy, because, yeah, when you put that there, I'm like, what? Now I see it. Lived alone. Okay. All the healthy stuff. Yeah. I don't know. It just does something. Okay, let's see. It doesn't matter. They have way too much money not to have cloud storage. Astro, I agree with you. I agree with you. I think she should have also had a life alert. You know, why didn't she have a life alert on? Maybe with the Apple Watch and stuff, you don't need it, but I don't know. I have an Apple Watch. A lot of times if you put your hand down too hard to say, did you fall? Are you okay? But it's not alerting, an ambulance or something, so it's not like a life alert. My father had a life alert. I don't know. He had a pacemaker too, but if you're living alone, most people that are older have a life alert. Because really, if you fell down the stairs and you're living alone and you don't have a phone with you or something, what are you going to do if you broke your leg or something? Sandy Ellen says they are in a hard spot on sending money. Without proof of life, do you take the chance with not knowing? And if you do it might be the only chance of getting her back. Yeah, but I think without proof of life that it's, again, my feeling, I don't think it's legit. And there may be other things in there that are going in that direction. I don't know. But I would think if they truly had her and they really wanted this money, they'd give a proof of life or something, just even something that the mother would say that they would know came directly from their mother, right? You use Alexa. Oh, that's good. Yeah, but remember that kid, Alicia, that, oh my gosh, he went over the back seat of the mother's minivan to get a piece of, I think he was at the school, wasn't he? And he went in the back of the car, and then he was on the back seat, the bench seat, and he went to reach over to get something, and the bench seat was not secured well. This is what I mean. There's so many freak accidents. And the bench seat went forward, and he got pinned there. And I think they said, didn't they say he was trying to get his phone to call? And it wasn't working, and my phone will do that. My freaking thing on my phone, Siri, will do that to me a lot. And when I was in a double rollover, I had OnStar, right? Listen to this one. OnStar didn't notify anybody. You know why? Because it wasn't a front-end collision and the airbags didn't go off. My car rolled over twice, end over end and over on the side, and was faced with the roof down. It hydroplaned in a flooding rain off of like a backcountry road, and thank goodness this neighbor saw me and he was there immediately. If he wasn't there, I don't know what I would have done. He saved my life that day. But he climbed under there and stayed with me, holding my hand, and told me who was, Anyway, OnStar never went off. And my purse and Siri and stuff went flying into the back. And so, yeah, you can't always rely on that. Okay, so let's see. Sometimes we think, there'd be, but yeah. I wish she would have had that medical device because it would have said something, right? They would have probably ripped it off her, but I think even when it loses contact, it sends a call in there probably. It should. That should be something. If they don't have that, they should add that. That way, if somebody was ever being abducted and they have a life alert and they try to pull it off, we should all have that. There should be something like on our Apple Watch if someone, see, but then you can't just if someone tries to take it off of you, but there should be something on those life alerts because those people wear those life alerts all the time. Like some of them have them as a pendant, right? My father had the watch, but besides, yeah. There should be like a little button you could, goes right to the, isn't there a little button on a life alert? Goes right to the emergency services. Hi, oh, oven baby, how are you? Yes, Nightbot is very nice. So what else? Anybody else want me to check on anything else? Let me know. Maybe she had a boyfriend and they ran off together. Well, I'm sure the family would rather hear that, right? They would love to hear that, I'm sure. But it doesn't look like one. Yes, you have one, Sherry? It's nobody's fault here except for whoever has done this. Oh, right. I'm not blaming anybody except... Did you think I'm blaming somebody, Alicia? I'm just saying in hindsight, there's always things, you wish you've done, like ourselves. Like, oh, I wish I had this. I wish we had that. Just that's normal. I'm not blaming them. But I'm just saying, you would think it would be nice if they had a better camera system, right? Or if they had this, that, the other thing. But of course, not blaming them. I hope it didn't sound that way. But I think you might be talking to somebody else anyway. Annie's been married 20 years, and they're both artists. But she has a book, which is a little dark. I think since Annie was 10 minutes away, they thought... I don't know, TJ. It has a home box that connects with your life alert. My uncle's cat kept stepping on it and calling 911. Yeah, it's been a long time. My dad's been gone 19 years, so that I can remember exactly how it worked there. Rochelle says no. So you're not the one that did that, Rochelle? Are you answering about Jones Joy now, Rochelle? I could just look back on my email, I'll find out. But I don't know why I thought it. Yeah, I know. Rochelle, are you in the United States or Australia? Because two of you have such similar names, and I always get you guys confused. You've both been with me a long time, so it's hard for me to... Jimmy fall and get up. Jim. Oh, yeah. So, anybody have... Oh, no, I think she's saying no to anything that I want her to look up. But I don't know if she answered me about Jones Joy. Which reminds me, Jones Joy is having an event. I believe it's on the 17th. Today is the 7th, so 10 days. So anything you buy from the vendors there, it will... percentage of it go back to the Jones Joy Foundation. But I have been with you for a long time. Yes, I know. Yes, you have. But the other woman that did the website, the name is very similar to yours, and I always get you guys mixed up. But I think the other person is in Australia, maybe New Zealand, and flips furniture and stuff. I'm not sure. Okay. Solar camera found at Nancy's last night. A solar camera. But where would that... Is that just a... where would that... Did that record anywhere or anything? I'm surprised no life alert as she had walking difficulties. Yeah, I know, Sandy, right? Following since the Watts case, yeah. I'm doing another Watts case right now. I'm going to do their interviews tonight. Finish that one up. That's a crazy one out of South Carolina. Whole family involved there. It's nuts. What? It's a different Watts case, yeah. It's a different Watts case. South Carolina Watts case. Not the Watts case. Not the Chris Watts case. Oh, you said no. Okay, I got you, Rochelle. I got you. It's hard sometimes to follow the chat because there's a delay. Girl. Anyway, we were going to go out today, but then it's just too cold. The Good Dark by Annie Guthrie, poems. Yeah, I did see that, TJ, but a lot of there's people that write stuff when depending on where they are in life that could be a little bit. It says the good dark. I don't know. Sometimes people are in a dark place. Doesn't mean they would do something sinister. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I think we should just keep it. She's a family member. Let's just. There's something more to say, we'll say it. I didn't help with anything. Okay, Rochelle. Yeah, it's okay, Rochelle. They pulled something off. No, that's correct, Rosalita. They did. But I don't know what it is. If the Nest cameras weren't hooked up, that, like I said, haven't you seen homes where they have really old satellites still, like in their backyard, even sometimes those huge satellite dishes, or one when they had DirecTV and they could still have that in their roof, and sometimes people are scared to take it off because it could cause, it could have a hole in the roof, so they just leave it up there. I don't know. That could be something from ages ago. Who knows? What? Yeah, absolutely. It's a name very similar to yours. Yeah. I'll think of it. I have the emails from the person that helped and stuff. Hi, Tony. Hi, Victoria. Tori, I'm sorry. See, I knew who it is. I called you Tony, but I know it's Victoria. I haven't seen you in a long time, Victoria. Hi. Hope you're well. Hi, Kedrawise. I seen where investigators are opening up a new investigation on Nicole Kessinger. No, they're not. That's a lie. That I can tell you is a lie. Okay? So that's a lie. And anybody telling you that or asking you for money for a billboard, you might as well throw your money out the window. About the Watts case opening up a new investigation. That's a lie. Okay. I would love to see it again. At Julio? I don't know. Alessia says she'd love to see it again at Julio. Oh, she'd love to see you fall down the steps again? I know, Cage-wise, but let me tell you something, okay? As someone that knows the family, and Sandy is one of my best friends, there's no new investigation. Nothing, okay? And people have been doing this on YouTube for I don't know how long because it's an easy cash collecting business. To tell people that there's a new investigation and there's an insider in the DA's office and her arrest is going to be imminent, and whoever's doing this, whether they're male or female, they won't be the last one to do this, as they're going to do it as long as the law lets them do this, until the laws catch up with creating, false information and lying about things like this. So, yeah, it's not true. Let's see. You hurt your pipey lady. You hurt your back. You're supposed to have a pain implant. Oh, that doesn't sound fun. That is very wrong, Cage-wise. There's no new investigation. Let's see. Okay, so let's take one last look. We'll take one last look now. I'll go to the top of the news feeds, and then I'll see you hopefully tonight. Right? Yeah, they are. The scammers are sick. Some people just don't have a moral compass, a conscience, you know. You have not seen the boys in so long. Well, I've got one of them upstairs that doesn't feel that good today. And look at my, where you see the boys. I put up a bunch of shorts when we were in New York City recently. You can see them there. And this is my guy that's in college right now. But, yeah, you can see Luke's in some of the videos on the shorts, yeah. Okay, let me go check the, my boys. And then Michael and Gia stopped by. My daughter's in the city. But Michael and Gia come by. Gia's in a lot of videos with me. We get along very well, contrary to what a lot of people say. No, she's a lot like me. I'm very blessed. And we do a lot of things together. But we have a lot of shorts up of all of us. My son Michael, yeah, they're going to be getting married in less than a year. So knock on wood, everything right now we're doing with locations, venues. It's crazy. But let me go take a look at the, yeah, Luca's a junior, Ethan's in college. Let me go and look at we'll get the last updates that we have for right now, and then I'll see you guys tonight and figure out what we're doing. It's getting very windy, and it's now down to, oh my gosh, when I got on here it was 17 degrees, and now it says it's 2 degrees. Right? Is that correct?
I got -2.
-2. That's what I thought I saw, and I was saying, no, please. It went from 17 degrees to -2.
I don't think it ever got above 7.
Well, when I got on here, my computer said 17 degrees.
I don't know. Maybe
So
it's lit.
anyway, now it says -2, and the wind is really whipping. So let me just tell you something. If I'm not on here later, it's because we lost power, but let's hope not, right? Okay, let's hope not. Let's hope not. Now let's go to this thing. Here we go. All right, we have to let the dogs out for only like 2 minutes at a time. It's crazy. It's nuts. And they're kind of like everybody else is like, my dog doesn't want to go outside. They want to keep going out, and they keep going out, and then they come back, going, but they want to just keep going out there. They love snow and stuff, but we have to keep them out there. Like now it's -2, so we were 5 minutes. Now it's going to be like 2 minutes, and you better get back in here. But they're ready to go right in. Okay, let me get the latest news on this right now. We were going to go out, like I said today, and then Jimmy said, and I thought that was going to be crazy. It was too much. All right, let's see what's going on. Oh, the kidnappers. Let's see here. So somebody's asking, why isn't anyone discussing if Nancy Guthrie's pacemaker timing in the home, if it was able to communicate with her phone, then if she died in the home, it should have sent that event to her phone, and thus the pacemaker monitoring company and probably her emergency contact. So now that's something interesting. So if, let's just say, something happened, and let's look that up. If somebody dies,
Yeah, I think it would have been. They would have known. I think they.
Let me
they
just
know
say.
what time it was connected.
Yeah, but
It
what
was
if
just
what if somebody has a pacemaker, right?
Yeah.
And they're killed, God forbid. What would happen? Now the pacemaker still operates? My father had one. I'm
I'll
trying to
tell you what,
remember.
the pacemaker, if your heart goes to stop, the pacemaker tries to start it back
Right.
automatically.
Right.
Now I don't know if these things have Bluetooth in them. Or
But it's
whatever.
not fail safe, because my father had a DNR and he had a pacemaker, and
Yeah,
he
it
had a
doesn't matter that it will.
It's not going to
it may
defibrillate you. That it's going to keep bringing you back.
It'll keep trying.
It could keep trying, but it's
Yeah.
not like it. But my father died with one, so I'm trying to think if there would be a message that would say the. Let's see. Let's look that up.
sure that's probably why they left the iPhone there, or the watch there.
Let's see. Good question. Now it says, no, a pacemaker will not send a person killed or emergency alert to a phone app. Pacemakers do not have GPS or real-time 24/7 monitoring capabilities to detect death or location. They only send data to a clinic, often with a delay of up to 24 hours, and continue working until the battery dies or they're turned off. Let's see here. No emergency alerts. My grandfather had one as well. And he even had his batteries changed at like 95.
But there's something that it can hold above the person's chest and read any events that happen.
Okay, it says, in summary, a pacemaker will not act as a life alert or send immediate notification of death to an app.
It will. Like I said, there's something they can hold above the pacemaker after a person dies and read the events that occur. Well, events that the pacemaker, so that it'll say like it tried to,
Maybe a log about what it did, yeah.
What it did, yeah.
But you'd have to get to the pacemaker.
Yeah, well, you could do it. You could do it. They can read it from by not cutting them open. It's something they can put above the chest and read it. I noticed because I watched a true crime thing yesterday and saw it.
Oh.
They did it, where a guy's son killed him. Was beating him and he died and it brought him back to life again. He actually did come back and was trying to, and his son had to beat him more. It was really bad, really sad situation. But the whole family, it was sad. The whole life of all of them was sad. The guy was a multi-millionaire, but he treated his family really bad.
Okay, so
They caught up to him.
hold on. Let me see what you guys are saying about that now, because when I have to go read something, I can't see the chat, and that's not good. Okay, and that's where the heck am I? Where's my chat? Maybe here. No? Where did you guys go on me? Here you are. All right, I got you now. Gotcha. All right, let's see what you said. You've said, I don't know how you live in that weather. Well, I don't know either, Alicia, okay? I don't know either, okay? This is really, really, really difficult. Usually, we've had stuff like this, like when Jay Bells, those of you that remember Jay Bells when she was here and I almost got frostbite going out and looking at something. It must be a hop, skip, and a jump to New York City for you. Yeah, it's not bad at all. And we take our car to the train, take the train in. We don't have to worry about parking or anything. It's beautiful. Okay. Let's see. It's so hot and humid. Oh, please send me some heat. I'll send you some of this, as much of this as you want. It's so nice in Missouri today, Frilly said. Yeah, I have 2 Scotties and a Westie, Alicia. Okay. 2 Scotties and a Westie. The Westie's the white guy. My Scotties are black. Scotties can be what they call wheaten, which a lot of people will call white. But they're wheaten. But I have 2 black Scotties. You should make one that does the modern medicine, and they should make ones that does with modern medicine and technology.
Hello, everybody. I'm ready for the weather.
They will never admit that it's true. The 911 pacemaker alerted 911. What, hun? They will never admit that, but it's true. 911 alerted 912. The call. Let's see. Did you not read anywhere that the third ransom message? Yes, I've already said that many times. It didn't have a deadline, and it didn't have, it's not a ransom. The third one is not a ransom message. There's no ransom in it. It's just a message. It doesn't have anything about a ransom, and it has nothing about a deadline. Let's see. All right, let me go back to getting the last. I got sidetracked on that, but that was a good question. That was a good question about the pacemaker, wasn't it? I think it was. I think it was. Okay, let's see. I'm really enjoying having you all here. It's like old times. Thank you for all being really interactive in the chat. I appreciate it. Okay, let's see. So someone said helicopters and drones flying over either Nancy or Annie's neighborhood. Somebody else confirmed that and said they spoke with someone who lives in Dove Mountain area in Marana, who confirmed there's helicopters and drones flying low over the yards in the neighborhood. Again, now this, what I'm telling you, if I tell you it's coming from the police department, Pima County, it's coming from the FBI, or if we're just taking little snippets that's coming from people that are either living in the area or something like that, then again, take those grain of salt and just, you know. Okay. Again, there's again another report of helicopters and drones flying low over the yards in the neighborhood. Again, another person, this time a reporter with Fox News, saying investigators walked into the Pima County Sheriff's Department carrying what appeared to be a blueprint or map, and then left about 15 minutes later. Could be something, could be nothing. Let's see. There's a lot of talk now about Annie Guthrie's husband and that he's in a band, you know. And now see, but this is the problem with that. See, now when this is exactly what the police mean. When something's let out like that, here's what happens. Now everybody's looking into everything in that person's life. And if there is any validity to it, there's a reason the police aren't putting it out now. But then there's a witch hunt. And with social media, they start looking up everything. So they went to find out, like, okay, well, he's a teacher here. So they went through all the teaching websites to get, and I think there were nothing but good reviews about him, even from his students and this and that. Then they went to her books. Now they're analyzing her poetry, but now they're going to people in his life. So they're saying, okay, he was in a band. Now they've looked into all of the band members. And that's such an invasion because how would you, like, it's just, it goes like crazy. And now they're picking apart people's lives that have, like, very possibly nothing to do with this. But now their whole lives are out there all over the internet. And all it takes is one unhinged person to think that somebody might have had something to do with this that didn't, and they could go off and do something. And it's just like, that's what the police are trying to avoid happening. And I think it's too late, and we see it happen so much. So now they're going into, well, I'm not even going to report on that. And I know they'll be like firing up lives with that, you know, because it's like, oh, this'll, but no. I don't think it's cool. All right, so let's see what we can talk about. That is Talked about the Bitcoin locations. We talked about the vehicle of interest. We talked about the Circle K. We talked about the car being towed. We talked about the new message. We talked about the pacemaker and what would it do. And we talked about the things that the Pima County or FBI has confirmed or not confirmed. We've talked about a lot of stuff here today, right? So let's see. Let me go back to the chat here. You of all people would know you were harassed relentlessly. Yeah, I still am, but I'm resilient. We're going to talk about resilience and trying to teach other people the things to look out for. It could be more Savannah, is that? Exactly, right? In Mama's hands. Now you're catching on. I told my husband he is building a prescription empire. What? Savannah should have. TJ, a lot of people are going around saying that $50,000 is a lot of money, and they think that people would talk. I mean, for somebody to talk that could get in a lot of trouble, $50,000 isn't probably going to seem like a lot of money if there's something. But if somebody knows something where, who knows? But if these people are really bad people and they could have somebody sent after them or their family members, snitches, I don't know. Is $50,000 enough to do it? Who knows, right? I don't know. I'm here, Carolyn. Hi, Amanda's love. How are you? I'm good. I always get you, Amanda's love, because we have one who's a she's a lactation expert that's been with me for a long time, but I don't know why. Every time I see your name, Amanda's love, I always get her and your name intertwined, just like I do with Rochelle it's weird. And now that I'm trying to think, you're Amanda Love, and she's, I'm trying to think, because it's so similar. Not even a car these days. Exactly, not even a car these days, exactly. You heard she was worth $400 million? You're the one in Tennessee. But you don't do anything with lactation, right? No, right? I have that right. Because you know what? I'm also getting confused. Do you have to do CLC? I get confused because now they're using people's handles, and if people's handles are really different than their channel name, then I really get confused. But she has like a little elephant, I think, on her thing, a little tiny elephant. But I'm trying to think of what her name, because I just thought about it the other day. I get scared when I'm not remembering something. What was it? Hold on, I've got to look at it because it makes me nuts. Oh, you are the one. Oh my gosh. Hold on a minute. Why am I getting confused, Amanda? Did something change? Didn't you have a little elephant? Now I'm on your channel. You have little hearts. Why did I get confused like that? I think you used to have a little elephant or something. No, my son is not in the chat. My husband was in the chat, not my son. Hey, Kim Young says, I don't always get to your channel, but I just want to tell you, I think you're amazing. Hey, Kim Young, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm going to play you a little song. I'm going to play you a song for the super chat. Thank you so much. Let's play this one. This time I'll play a little shorter one.
Whoa, super chat, look at you. Sending love, we see it too. Thank you, Rammer, shining bright. Mommy Rambling's up tonight. Lights are glowing, hearts are true. Every word we feel with you.
Thank you. Thank you. That song, I have to make smaller cuts of it. It made it so long. Our membership song, when someone joins the membership, is nice and short. But the super chat song goes on for a really long time. But I just like the beat of it. It's nice. And I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And I appreciate your words. Thank you very much. Let me see where I am here. Okay. Oh, I see. Yeah, we can give you hearts and thumbs up on this. I always forget about that. The more the merrier with lactation helpers. Anything to help them. Okay, yeah. So then I just had the wrong thing. Hi, Julianne. Let me see. The jump. Because she was in bad health. Yeah, I don't know. You never know what anybody's doing or whatever, but we all pray that she's okay. Any thoughts in chat about the blood on the porch? It's Nancy. So what and why? Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, that's true, Scooter. I know cuts on the head bleed a lot. But it's that everybody's saying something about a nosebleed because they say it's just coming straight down and it's not like spatter. But then I did hear, does it sound a little bit like it's not him, but hey there, Ken. Thank you for that. I appreciate that you love this channel. But I don't know, because they said something about that it was going in a trail, but then not. I don't know. Pam Bondi just said she has been friends with this woman for over 30 years. The people involved in this have big trouble coming their way, says UHP. That was a long time ago, Carolyn. Lactation nurse. Oh, you were too? Is that what you're talking about? But Amanda, did I miss something? I probably did. Let me see. Yes, I really appreciate the super chats. I have the songs ready. I have a song. If someone joins membership, I have a membership song too that I play. Yeah, and then in Mama's hands, I keep calling it, says yes, it's facts, not speculation. Thank you. In Mama's hands. You were also? I think that's what you're saying, Alicia, right? The elderly are vulnerable, says Kim Young. This makes me so angry. I'm a nurse, and I've worked with geriatrics for years. I hope that they find these evil people and give them the worst punishment. Wow, yeah. Did this, right? If you're on blood thinners, you bleed profusely. Okay, then Kim, as a nurse, and you saw the blood droplets. Hey, TJ, thank you. Hold on, let me think about this question. Since you saw the blood droplets, do you think that's from a nosebleed, and why isn't there more of it? Or do you think they picked her up? Like, what do you think? Let us know your thoughts, and I'll play the song for TJ. Hey, TJ, thank you. Let me get your song here.
Oh, super chat, look at you. Sending love, we see it too. Thank you, Rambler, shining bright. Mommy ramblings, love tonight. Lights are glowing, hearts are true. Every word we feel with you. Super chat, you light the room like a star in midnight blue.
Okay. Thank you very much. Where did I just gotta find the tab. I have so many tabs open. What else is new? That I keep losing which tab I'm in. There we go. Let's see if Kim answered me. Did she? Okay, so somebody said, TJ said, I think her arm got cut from taking her watch. Her skin is so delicate. Let's see if did Kim answer? Ken says something. Let's see. Kathleen, thank you, Kathleen. Kim says maybe high blood pressure, bloody nose. Yeah, my mother had a lot of bloody noses. She would get them, but I don't know. Just to be in that one spot, like, and then nothing else. Oh, V-Lady, I like to interact with the chat. It's one of the things that makes it special. She is on blood thinners, they've said, V-Lady. That's what they've said. Thought so. You have seen in some pictures Nancy had Band-Aid on her elbow. I don't know, Linda. I haven't seen that. I don't know how old the pictures are that you saw that in. I don't know. Okay. So, yeah. So what do you... But, Kim, you there? What do you think about that as a nurse? At 84, your skin can be really thin and a small scratch can bleed. Yeah, but how about, Sandy, that it was just in that area? There's spots, and then I saw one thing where it said on a trail or something but then it didn't really elaborate on that. Why is that just there like that? And, last night I saw some flowers by the door. I don't know if it has anything to do with her. Maybe it could be people trampling around. Who knows? There's also like a little package, like a bubble envelope package. It looks like it might be from Amazon. It's white and blue in the corner or something, but that could just be there. Who knows, I used Renew. I don't know. Let's see. Where is Savannah staying right now? No, I don't believe she is. I don't know. I don't think she's in Nancy's house. I don't think so. I don't think she can be because they put the tape back up again, which meant it was a crime scene. And I know they took it down. They put it back up. So I don't think so. But who knows? Like, we also don't know what exactly they found in the house. Remember with Gannon Stalk? And this should tell everybody. Everybody was speculating. Then they found a amount of blood that was not consistent with life. Remembering Gannon inside of his room? We didn't know that until when that affidavit was leaked out. We don't know. Let's hope that there is no more blood found, but we don't know that. That's what I'm trying to say. Hi, manager says, hi, Rambler family, listening while cleaning. Thank you for the great coverage. Love that we can always count on you for the truth and accuracy. Blessings to you all. Thank you, manager. Let me play you a song. Play you the other one.
Whoa, super chat, look at you. Sending love, we see it too. Thank you, Rambler, shining bright. Mommy Ramblers up tonight. Lights are glowing, hearts are true. Every word we feel with you. Super chat, you light the room. Like a star in midnight blue. All the love you send so right. Mommy Ramblers shine tonight.
Thank you. Where's the Julianne's dancing. Let's see. UHP says Benghazi attackers have been arrested and landed at Andrews Air Force Base as of this morning. I thought they found TJ. There's a lot of stuff going around, but I read everything that the Pima County Sheriff's Department and the FBI have confirmed. So that's what I'm saying. Now, Kim says, I thought she tried to run out the front door and had a bloody nose or was coughing up blood. Perhaps they got her, picked her up and grabbed her, pulled her back into the house. Or do you think, okay, here's another thing. What if she fell? What if she was trying to go out the door, right? What if they were even telling her, let's go out the front door? What if she tripped and fell and was like on her knees and then maybe her nose started to bleed or something started to bleed and then they got her up and brought her either inside or somewhere? Could that have happened? Could she have tripped and fallen? Could she have had short sleeves on and scraped up her arm or her hand? Something like that? Her knee? I don't know what the temperature is there. Maybe trekking would tell us, was she wearing a house dress or something like that? I don't know. Where her knees were exposed and they got scraped up. I'm wondering. I'm wondering if it could be something like that. Yes, there's skin, but those patterns seem from higher up. Yeah. Unless they stood her up and then she started to bleed, because you don't usually bleed right away, right? Let's say you scrape yourself and then you get up. I don't know. I'm just thinking. That's all. I'm just seeing something and trying to imagine how it got there. I'm just going brainstorming on how that got there like that. Because, also, if your nose is bleeding, she's kind of it's various locations. I don't know. I don't know. Could she have fallen in the house, maybe with, I don't know, with the surprise, if it was a surprise invasion, whatever it was, whoever was there startled her or something, could she have fallen and got a gash on her head or something? And then, I don't know. And then maybe was trying to get out somewhere and yeah, that's possible, right? I don't know. That's, we don't know. That's the thing. We don't know. And unfortunately, as every day goes on, and if she doesn't have her medication and she needs such care and she's in, I mean, I know she's sharp as a tack and everything, but she's frail, and it's got to be extremely stressful. Whatever has happened. Looks to you, Kathleen, like a head or a nose wound. You can't, right, TJ? I don't know. As time goes on, I mean, anything is possible, but I noticed it was mostly satellite blood drops. Yet there were 2 smears also. Was she bleeding from the nose and mouth, and then she or someone else stepped in some of it? That's possible. That's possible. What about a dog? Someone said there was a dog, and I know I've seen, I don't know, could that, or even an animal that came after, like an animal outside somehow. I don't know if they have squirrels or whatever the heck. Yeah, TJ, you're not alone. I think a lot of us, like, realistically know that with every hour, with every day, it's more dire. It's, I think we all know the reality of that. We want to pray that the best possible outcome, that she's found alive and stuff, but I think we all know reality. I think a lot of us have been around cases like this, and we know that the reality. Now, there are times when, like that little boy that was lost, remember, in the woods, and then he was found, or remember, it was down south. But then recently another one was lost, and they weren't found alive. But, I mean, a lot of times, maybe our hearts are still hoping that, we'll pray for the best possible outcome, but a lot of us, I think, are having a reality that it's really a dire situation. The medication is major, Kathleen, absolutely. Miracles do happen all the time. Yes, they do. Absolutely, Alicia. Absolutely, and we've seen them. We've seen the good and the bad, right? We've seen the good and the bad. We've seen that people that have been rescued in that forest for, I don't know, a week or 12 days where they were presumed dead, and then they come out. Yeah, there's a lot, but hopefully she is found. But yeah, Victoria, the odds aren't great, but what do they say? When the odds are slim and none, you got to go with the slim, right? So if there's at least a little slim, we're going to go with the slim. We'll go with the slim, and we'll just keep praying. Power of prayer. Absolutely, Alicia. Okay, everybody, I'm going to leave you for a little bit. Now, see, those of you that are members and you want to be members, one thing you could do, see, after this, I open up a Zoom, and members can go in our Zoom and keep talking about this. So that's one of the benefits of being a member. And then we also try to watch movies or crime documentaries together, things like that. So if you're new here, you might want to consider becoming a member. I have a song for that. I should say that. I have a song for that. But yeah, there's lots of good ways to keep that connection going, and then to get in a message board too. Streamer says, let's be positive. Absolutely. Streamer, let's be positive, right? And that's funny that you said, let's be positive. I'm thinking of a bumblebee. Let's be positive. Absolutely. Yeah, like they say, until there's something, they always tell you until there's something, don't worry about that other thing. But now that the lights are going down outside, it's getting too bright in here. I'm going to eat some lunch and pray. Okay, Alicia, we'll see you later then, hopefully. And yeah, pray. Pray for miracles always, absolutely. To Scooter, Venus or capillary? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Oh, hi, Beth. You just got back on the live stream? Welcome, Beth. I don't know what Scooter's asking, something about capillary or something. No, Beth, just you can rewind. Just we recapped everything that's known and been verified, and then there's a few things that are going on. They do say that there is some helicopter, drones flying over low over the neighborhoods now. Oh, Streamer, you're a beekeeper? That's cool. Do you have orange blossom honey, Streamer? Orange blossom honey is the bomb, right? It's very hard to find. I just got the last bottle of it somewhere, and everybody was like on me when I came home with it. TJ says, be kind to yourself and those around you. Much love to you all. Thank you, TJ, to you as well. Before I go, am I still number one, Chatter? You're number 2, it says on your crown. I don't know who number 1 is. Who's got the number 1? Oh, it's Manager of 3 Monsters is number 1. Yay. To me, it looked darker, but it's harder to tell from some of the photos. And how long was it there when they photographed it? Was it completely dry? Because it looks wet when they photographed it, didn't it? I don't know. I didn't. Let me just take one more look at. Okay, you go and make dinner. We're gonna be making dinner too. I told you we were gonna go out. And I don't know what we're doing about, we usually have a live sale on Saturday night. Saturday night. But I don't know because Sassy is dog sitting and I don't know, maybe we'll see. I don't know yet. I'm not sure. I don't know what everybody wants to do. We'll see. I guess I'll set up a Zoom and we'll see. But I will definitely be on with True Crime. I am going to finish those interviews tonight in the Watts case. And not the Chris Watts case, but the Watts case out of South Carolina. I'm going to finish the interview. I'm going to, well, not finish. I'm going to start the Jonathan Watts, the other son, his interview. And I'm going to do the interview with Amber Watts. And we'll close that case out, okay? And if you haven't seen those, just go look at my shorts. Really, go take a look at my shorts. You'll see my family. You'll see some inspirational messages. And you'll see some snippets from the interrogations that I've been doing. And you can see if you're interested in watching it, there'll be a link in a pinned comment where you can watch the whole thing. But, yeah, go ahead and check them out. And let me just check here about, I'm supposed to be seeing how my ADD is going like really crazy. I'm supposed to be checking just to see before we go if there's anything that's just come out. Let's see some, let's see. Someone said, all these messages allegedly from Nancy's kidnappers, it's like they're yanking everyone's chain. I kind of feel like that, but they have to check it out, right? As if either something has gone seriously sideways on their end, or they don't know what else to do, or they, for some reason, I'm thinking like, well, the police have said like the two with the ransom, those are together, but then this last one is a message. It doesn't mention, according to the anchor woman, it doesn't mention a ransom. It doesn't mention a deadline. I don't know why I'm thinking that this last message is someone trying to have Nancy found. So I'm thinking this last message might be different. I don't, like, just totally different. I don't know. Okay, again, though, the helicopters and drones flying low. So, well, wouldn't you expect they're scouring everything with and aren't they supposed to have that thermal imaging where they can see heat patterns? You know, we have all this technology, right? Well, yeah, absolutely be thinking that we're using it. So yeah, I don't see anything else to talk about right now. So thank you guys so much. I've really enjoyed this. It's been a great diversion to the cold for me. And I'll see you guys later. I love you. God bless. Prayers. And yeah, prayers for Nancy and her family and for her safe return. I love you guys, and everybody have a good night. I mean, we'll see you later. Have a good evening. I'll see you later. Get some dinner or whatever, and then we'll see you later. Okay? Bye, everybody. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for your engagement. Appreciate it very much. I enjoyed myself.